don't have anybody sitting over your back telling you what you can and cannot do. So, I mean, that can be extremely stifling to your creativity. Sometimes it can be um, good to have that somebody, to work against. But for the most part, I think it's really crucial to have uh, the ability to tell whatever story or whatever artwork you would like to do.
As an independent, I can tell any story I want, and sometimes that story is very mainstream, and we show that we can do that. Um, for me, that was Torpedo and Vertex. Those are very mainstream books. They're appropriate for all ages, and they're not superhero stories in the strictest sense, but they are very straightforward, and there's a hero and a villain, and they pretty much can fall into that mainstream category. But as an independent, I can explore other areas. I have a book called Falter that is probably my most controversial book, and it's got some things in there that are very adult-oriented as far as the material. We haven't done anything graphically adult, but as far as content and language, we've kind of pushed the envelope a little bit in that book. Death Accidental is also another one it's gritty and edgy. It's not overly graphic, but there's some language, and there's definitely some adult themes, violent adult themes. So there's no one to tell me not to do it. I can do whatever I want, and when it's appropriate, I will push the envelope. And when it's time to do mainstream, we'll do that. But that's up to us, and no one makes us do it.
I just don't have anybody to answer to. And I'm actually more so that now than I was a year ago. A year ago, I was with a publisher, and they were an independent publisher also, but I was with a publisher, and they had a lot of say-so. Since they were publishing the book, they had a lot of say-so in what goes in. The good thing about that was that they didn't pressure me to change things. It was always a suggestion. Um, Most of the time, I changed it because I would see the value in their suggestion. A lot of times I said, most of the time I change it, but sometimes I just be like, no, I'm not gonna change it, but that's pretty much where the freedom comes in. I don't have anybody to answer to. I don't have a big conglomerate hanging over my head saying you got to bring in X amount of dollars or we're going to cancel your book. The only person that can cancel the book is me. I can say, hey, I'm pulling the plug on it. I'm never going to do another Jetta book ever. But that's my decision, not somebody else's. So I just like being able to control my own future and control my own destiny.